I'm so ready. Are you guys so ready? That song is like everything to me right now. I can't stop singing it or listening to it. I'm like determined to learn it on the ukulele. All right, we still got people coming. Hi, Brooke. Brooke's here again. I promise next week we're gonna start. I'll start doing this call at 9 a.m. And it'll probably only be a half an hour, but today might be an hour long. So I understand if you guys have places to be or whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and stream us on Facebook. And I got real serious about this call this week because while I could sit here and talk about, hold on, let me get. Well, I could sit here and talk about this sale. I think that like you guys are slaying it. And, you know, we'll put some encouraging stuff, some ideas we'll share. A lot of things in our chats and stuff today, but this is our builder call, and our builder call is the real deal. So I kind of prepared something real for today. If you guys printed the PDFs out, awesome. If you didn't, don't worry about it. You can always come back and kind of do this with it. They're pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to go through them with you today though, and they aren't meant to like be the only thing because I have a lot to add to them. So I had a call with my coach this week. I have a coach, and we were talking about just really a number of different things, but I was really like, I need a way, like I need to help people see this big picture. And I know so many of you guys show up on these calls, and so you probably already have it, but then it's a matter of capturing that dream and then taking the steps to do the things, right? And that's not just as easy as saying, as like throwing an inspirational quote into your feed or your stories. Like you have to live it, right? So when we were talking about success and what it takes to be successful, okay, like 80% of success is psychology, all right? 20% is activity. Again, 80% of success is psychology, what you think, how you feel, what you're planning, whether you know what's going to happen or not. 20% is activity. That 20% is very important. The activity has to be there. But what's going to get you to the activity is your mindset. And it's one thing to just say something, but to plan something, but you have to like really live it. You have to live that mindset. And so we're going to get to the like meat of that today for you personally, which is why I have the printouts, is so that you can create your own goals. And then we're going to talk about like the mini goals in there, because momentum is circular. It is contagious. We have it in this company right now, but it's important that you get your own momentum going. Okay. And that's like, it's like a circle within a circle within a circle. So you've got the momentum of Modere. Awesome, right? Like it's there. Can you feel it? And it's so funny because this is like the whole point of this call. And one of the leaders in our leader chat this week was like, I got to get back into this. Like, I feel the momentum. Like she feels the momentum. It's there. Okay. But then there's your business momentum, your team's momentum, right? Is that there? And then there's your momentum overall. And then inside of that is like your momentum right this second, your momentum daily, your momentum from hour to hour. And so this, hopefully this call today is going to help you take all of that down to make it so that it's not some big scary thing. It's literally just one foot in front of the other at times. You need to come up with your why, and I'm going to help you do that, you guys. It's not as easy as just like, you know, I posted this week about sitting at the dinner table last week in Utah, and Samantha Saget, who is incredible. She's elite Black, whatever, earning 125 plus a month, planning to earn over $1 million a month. And, you know, it's going to happen. Like, I have no doubt. She says that. And I'm like, yeah, obviously that's going to happen for you because I see it in you. I feel it in you. But she just like, she looked at me at the table and was like, why are you doing this? And I was like, you know, I want to help people. And I just like, I want something more. And I, you know, like all those things. And she's like, Katie, why are you doing this? And I'm like, it was like to my core. And I just like fell apart. And it was like my kids, you know, we have a good life, but I don't just want a good life. Like, I want an amazing, great life. I want to inspire other people to do the same. I want my kids to see that, you know, I want them to have something spectacular and then be able to build on it and go, you know, and granted, I'm like crying hysterically as I'm saying this, but I want them to see that you can, at any point in your life, decide to change your mind and do something new and achieve whatever you want. Like, I want to build something so big and show them a dream so big. And then I want other people to do the exact same thing, you know? And it's like that's like the core of it, you know? And then that is going to keep me going. So you guys, it's very easy. Like, we can go, you say, how do you lose weight? Right? How do you lose weight? What do you do? Oh my gosh, Siri is talking to me right now. I'm not talking to you. You drink more water, right? You eat less food, you eat less calories, you move your body more. It's very simple. It's a very simple thing. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Why? Because people want like those easy steps, you know? But like, when it really comes down to it, anybody can do it. You don't need a silly pill. You don't need anything else. Like, you can use some of these other amazing things. Obviously, we get to help people lose weight, and that's amazing. But like, when it comes down to it, it's really simple. And that's the same thing as success and this business. Like, you're the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company, potentially in the making. The steps are simple, but it's a matter of what you do with those. Okay, so the first page I put to you guys is like, what's your 5-year plan? Okay, this is the first thing that you're gonna do. You're gonna sit down, and you don't need to do it right this second. Okay, that's why the printouts are there. But we're gonna talk through these questions. What are your relationships? You wanna know, like, put together what your dream life is in 5 years. And like, be real with yourself. But truly consider 5 years from now, like, what do you want? What are your relationships like with your kids, with your husband, with your parents, with your friends? What does that look like? And it's like, that might seem like a really simple question, but I'm like, well, I want, you know, a really close relationship. I want one where we're all working together. I want one where we're proud of one another. I want friends that can go and do fun things, that I can go and do fun things with. I want the freedom to be able to do this, that, and the other. And it's emotional too. Like, I want to feel happy. I want to be with, you know, my family and all of us to feel secure and good. Think hard about the relationships in your life. What do you see them looking like in 5 years? How much money are you earning? And what will that income do for you and your family? Like, what do you want to be earning? And I'm telling you that you can go, you can raise that bar a little higher here if you want to. All right. Like, my 5-year plan in my previous company is nothing close to my 5-year plan here. Not even close. Like, I'm now at my like 20-year plan before. So you can dream big. It's just that the bigger the dream, the bigger the struggle, the bigger the victory. I posted Justin talking about that in Utah last week. It's his hashtag, you know, dream, struggle, victory. The bigger the dream, You can dream as big as you want. You just have to understand that there's going to be struggle. There's going to be work to do. So the dream is equal to the struggle, is equal to the victory. And then you're not done. You go like, check, what's my next dream? You have to be able to understand that, okay? What things do you want to have? You guys, this is your dream. You want a vacation home on the coast? Do you want a boat? Do you want a newer car? Do you want your home paid off? Do you want, like, what do you want in 5 years? What would help you? What would be better for you? Do you want to have a college savings for your kids? Do you want, you know, how much do you want in savings? Think about that. Why is it important? Because then you know what you're headed for, right? Like, you know, you need to conceptualize this dream that you want, this thing that you want. And it's not just a dream, it's what you're going to make happen if you decide to, but you need to put it down. You need to understand where you're going. I can say, hey, you guys, I'm going to take you on the most amazing trip. It's going to be incredible, all expense paid. We're going to go and we're going to like have the most fun ever. Here's a Ferrari. And I just give you the Ferrari. And where the hell are you going to go? Drive in circles, drive around randomly. I give you a Prius with a GPS with a destination in it. Which one would you rather have to go on this dream vacation? I mean, maybe you want to keep the Ferrari. I wouldn't suggest it though. You take the Prius with the GPS. This is your GPS. You need it. It doesn't work without it. You have to know where you're going. How do you want to feel? Do you want to be in the best shape of your life? Do you want to be healing from something? How do you want to feel in 5 years? Happy? Less depressed? That's okay. Improved anxiety? Secure? Financially stable? Free? You want to feel on fire? Strong? All those things. How do you want to feel? And what would you like to accomplish? What rank do you want to be at? Yeah. What debt do you want to pay off? Yeah. What, like, where do this can go any place. With your marriage, with your family, it's all, you guys, it's all here. Like, this GPS encompasses every area of your life. And if you take it seriously, it's going to be your due north. So you do this, you take the time and you do this, and maybe you need more room to write. Put it in your notebook or whatever, but you do this and then you print it out and you put it somewhere so that you are looking at it every single day. And you can, make the bullet notes, put it in 7 different places around your house. It's your GPS. Remind yourself where you're going. And it's going to be important that you have it in those places, and we're going to get to that. So the science of momentum. I don't know, maybe I'll share my screen and we can look at this, I guess. Feeling it, Sarah. No, I don't want that. Sorry, you guys. Should have this prepared. Thought I could present it. Okay. Can you guys see it all right? Okay, so the science of momentum, you guys, people so often wait for an inspiring moment, right? It's like, I just need to feel inspired again. I just, like, I know there's a sale coming and that's when I'm gonna like get into this again, or on the first of the month, that's when I'm gonna like really put it into high gear. And so we put that off, right? I mean, we do it all the time with our personal health, like, oh yeah, after this vacation, that's when I'm going to start caring again. After summer's over, I'm going to get into it. Like, it's life. That's what we all do. People wait for that inspiring moment. I know a lot of times, like when it comes to new team members, they're like, I just got to like, I need to wait. I need to wait until January. I'm going to like, I have to get these things together. You guys, full well, like those of you who have had children, you probably know, like I remember my husband saying like, it's just, I don't know if it's the right time. And I'm like, it is never going to be the right time. Like, when do you think it's actually going to be the right time? There's no such thing, right? Like, you just figure it out. You have to decide. That's what you have to do. You're going to wait a lifetime to wait for that huge inspiring thing to help you take action. So you could be waiting a lifetime. And my coach said to me the other day, he's like, Katie, when's the best time to plant a tree? And I was like, I don't know, like mid-October, spring. I have no idea. And he's like, yesterday, Katie, the best time to plant a tree was yesterday. The next best time is today, right now. Because if you keep waiting, the tree's never going to be here. If you had done it 5 years ago, that tree would be doing real well right now. When's the best time to take action? Right now. So here's the thing about momentum, you guys. It's circular, it's contagious, and small actions are what you can focus on to make the day great, okay? To make your week great, to make your month great. So you're going to take one small action that's going to inspire another small action. Think of it this way. You have so much to do, but your kitchen is driving you crazy because the kids have loaded the sink full of dishes and nobody knows how to put anything in the dishwasher. And it's like, you can go and do some things, but you can't focus because you know that this thing has to get done. But it's like, there's also laundry, and then there's cleaning the dining room. And, this is not at all my personal experience right now. But if I'm like, okay, I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes and see how quickly I can clean the kitchen. And then I do that. And like, once I do that, I'm not feeling like, typically, I'm not feeling like, cool, that's done. I'm going to go lay on the couch and watch Jerry Springer. I'm like, I'm going to do the laundry now, right? It inspires that, like, I can probably just go ahead and put the laundry in the washing machine, which then is like, oh, that's in there. I feel good. Like, I've done some things. Now I'm going to go do this real quick. I'm going to go clean off that table. How quickly can I do that? One small action will inspire another and another and another until before you know it, you've done something big. You feel accomplished with each thing. That's momentum. That's the simplicity of the science of momentum. And the same thing applies to your business and your 5-year plan and everything else. Okay, so the way to catch this momentum, I want to make sure I have this right, 5 key steps to catching this momentum. Oops, for whatever reason in Canva, when I was doing this, it was like so super tiny and it was nighttime and I couldn't see. So there are some typos that I missed in here. I'm sorry, it's driving me crazy. I'll fix it. But the first thing you want to do is you want to put yourself into your peak state. Okay. So there's another sheet where you're going to fill out like what your peak state is. And I want you guys to go, I want you to go big here the same way that you did for your 5-year plan, but I'm also going to talk about how you also need to like think in like terms of what you can do in this moment. You know, like every day is going to be a little bit different. So peak state, let's talk about that. You want to be in peak state physically. This isn't like you need to like get in great shape before you can move. It's like, what is it like? What is your peak state for the day? And I'll tell you what my peak state is. Okay. Like I know that I'm operating at my peak state when I wake up at 5:30 in the morning. I do a devotional, I journal, I meditate, I start breakfast early for my kids, get some coffee. And if I do a Peloton ride all before my kids wake up, then I get my kids to school happy without screaming at them to put their shoes and socks on and on time. And I'm like, I'm good to go for the day. Like my day is going to be amazing. Okay. That's my peak state. I know that that's my peak state. 5:30 in the morning, workout, devotional, meditation, coffee, get myself dressed and ready. I know that that's like my solid peak state. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys though. I'm going through, my life is hard right now, emotionally and in other ways. Okay. So that peak state is not possible for me right now. I hope it will be soon. I know that I'm going to get back to it. But I was like, I was not hard on myself, knowing that I wanted to come in here and encourage you guys and give you something solid to help you move yourself forward, to move that needle, to get excited and go forth. And so my peak state today meant waking up before 7 o'clock. It meant getting up, brushing my teeth with a smile for my kids. It meant getting in the shower before they got to school and making sure that they were on time for everything and that we were all calm and happy before they went to school, and getting my son to school on time and getting my hair and makeup done. And that's my peak state today. And that's not what I know my peak state to be, but I can adjust. You get to adjust, you know, what can you do today to get yourself in your peak state for today? So this isn't like you want to know, you do want to know exactly what your peak state is. You want to start building habits to get yourself to the place where you can get yourself into your peak state. So for me, like, again, it's something that I declared right around the same time that I started Modere, because it became clear to me that like, I'm going level after next. I'm no longer dreaming about a next level. Like I'm going further than that. I'm going to take as many people as I can with me. And to do that, I need to start waking my ass up before 9 o'clock in the morning. We were homeschooling last year. I was sad about COVID and everything else. Like, so I had to commit. I'm like, what? And you'll learn if that's one of your things, like, and some of you probably already know what time, like you can wake up and feel good. I can't wake up at 5. If I set my alarm for 6, I'll turn it on snooze. For whatever reason, 5:30 in the morning is like my jam. My alarm goes off at 5:30 and I don't know what part of my REM cycle I'm in, but I'm like, okay, I can get up right now. It's not like that's not going to be perfect for you, but you need to find that time that is like good for you to wake up. And it's not 11 o'clock in the morning. I promise. You need to build those habits though. Just dedicate to it. And the same thing, like I love staying up late because my brain doesn't like to turn off. And I'll get work done. But if I let myself do that, I'll stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning. And I do that sometimes, but I have to start building the habit, and I'm trying and working on it to just go to bed earlier and let my brain turn off. So you have to start working on those habits. You need to determine what helps you get into your peak state. And you may not know exactly what it is, but you can take some guesses. You can remember a time where you're like, you know what, what it was for me was that I woke up early one morning and I made breakfast for my kids, and I got my workout in and everything. And I thought like it was just a fluke until my son said, Mom, I really love it when you get up before we do and you're in a good mood. And I was like, yeah, Like, and I mean, he's brought it up a number of times and it's like, yeah, that was a good day for me too. And like the fact that they all felt it that's enough for me to try and get myself into that peak state. And then your focus, you guys. So you want to get your peak state, and the same thing is going to happen. You know, when you get yourself into your physical peak state, your focus is going to be better, right? So where your focus goes, your energy flows. What's your focus going to be? What's your why? This is how you get yourself into focus, you guys. If you think it's silly to read through your why every morning, just try it for a week. Just try it, see what happens. All right. Justin Prince always talks about the power stance. Like, you know, it can be anything. He'll do his, like, you'll see him doing his boxing stuff. I honestly haven't really figured out my power stance yet. But I do know that every now and then I'll look myself in the mirror and I'll say something good to myself. And I may feel really stupid, but it's the real deal. Have you ever looked yourself in the eyes and told yourself something really good? And like believed in yourself in a real way? It's pretty powerful. Get organized. You guys, you don't have to get organized overnight. Take baby steps. I'm still working on it, but make it, you know, have a calendar where you know what times our meetings are at. Maybe you can't make everyone, but get yourself organized. That is your responsibility. What times are the calls in your Drive to Director group? You need to know that. And they've talked about it. And it's like, that's because this is your business. It's not anybody else's job to remind you when to grow, when to pour into yourself, when to do the things. Like, you signed up for a business. And if you signed up with me, I made that very clear, right? Like, this isn't a buyer's club. This isn't a, you know, it's totally different. You can earn a discount by being a customer, or you can go huge in this business. And that's, you know, why we did this builder call too. You're here because you want to build something. Okay. Number 2, for your momentum, what's your passion? Like, know what your passion is. What do you love? Generalities, right? What do you love in general? You can go general here because this is not just about your business. It's about your life. What do you hate? I mean, that's a strong word, but like, what do you really dislike? I dislike spending lots of time on things that aren't worth my time. And one of those things was making graphics. I love having something that I created. I you know, that was one of my businesses at one point was art. I love doing art. I love once I'm done with art. I hate having to make something for somebody else and wonder if I'm going to live up to their expectations. That's a huge thing that brought me into this world of business, was because I wanted to work for myself. And so, like, what do you hate? Know that. What do you not enjoy? What makes you feel anxiety? Know those things. What are you passive about? What do you like? Take it or leave it. And like, maybe making graphics were kind of like take it or leave it for me, but I was like, you know, if I can have somebody do this for our entire team, like, what would that do for all of us? What would it take off of my plate? What could it take off of other people's plate? What do you really, really want, you guys? Pretend that I'm staring deep into your soul at a dinner table, or Justin Prince is staring deep into your soul. Like, you need to really answer that question. Don't go general. Don't think too small. Think like the real deal. What do you want? If you can have it all, what do you want? I want to go places. I want to be able to, like Georgia said this morning, did you know that there's a ship, like a ship that's like Disney, and there's like Mickey Mouse's on it? And I'm like, yeah, let's do that. Let's put it on a dream board and let's do that. I want to be able to say those things to my kids and know that, like, we can make these things happen. They got to put some work in. I'm going to make them do these things too. What do you want? And what drives you? Is it money? Is it you know, words of affirmation? Is it but those promotions? Is it a trip that you can earn? Is it incentives? Is it like, what drives you? Is it feeling good? Is it when your husband is proud of you? Like, what is it that drives you? It's important that you know this so that you can know what is going to encourage you on a regular basis. And then you need to be able to like create it, ask for it, tell other people about it. Okay, so you're going to determine your passion. 3, you need to decide, commit, resolve. This is very similar to dream, struggle, victory, right? You need to decide what it is that you want. Put it in the GPS. Decide what your goals are. And you guys, like, again, big circle, smaller circle, tiny circle, goals today. I already did one. I got my hair done. I got my makeup done. I took a shower. I got my kids to school. Everybody was happy. Like, that is a win for me. Now on to work. What are my goals for today? So again, like, you want to know your big goal, but when you do this and you set it for your big vision, then daily you can do it for yourself as well. Weekly, you should be doing it for yourself. You should be doing this monthly. You've got like you know how it goes. We're driving to Maryland, but we're going to stop in Arizona, then we're going to go to Utah, and then we're going to go here, we're going to go there, and we're going to see all these great things. Okay. So your GPS doesn't just have that one point in it. You need to have all the different locations you're going to stop along the way. Commit to the steps. Think small, think big. You have to commit to those steps. It is not easy for me to show up all the time. I know that you guys are going through your own things. Everybody has life. It would be easy. And in the past, it would have been very easy at times for me to just say, you know, nobody would blame you for just giving up sometimes. Your health is in the way, your relationship is in the way, your family life is in the way, something horrible happens, like, nobody would blame you. And in the same respect, nobody else is going to hold you accountable. This is all up to you. 100 billion%. So that dream, that vision, it can be yours. You're in the right vehicle. And like, this Prius is going to turn into a Ferrari, if you guys don't know that. Or whatever is a super cool car right now. I don't really know because I drive a minivan and I super love it. But you're in the right vehicle. But you have to commit to the steps. And then you resolve to stick to that goal even when it gets hard. And whether that means that like life gets in the way, again, you're going to give yourself grace. I'm giving myself grace right now. Like, you're going to give yourself grace. You have to be able to do that, but you're also going to not stop. You're also going to keep going. You're going to resolve that you're sticking with it until you get to where you want to go. And then when you get there, you're going to set the GPS at a different location. Dream, struggle, victory. And every time Justin talks about it, he will tell you that it's not about just stopping at that victory. Once you get to the victory, it's like, oh my gosh, okay, what's my next dream? Maybe you reevaluate during part of the struggle because you realize that that victory is right there and you set a bigger dream right there because you're willing, you know that you can get through the struggle. You're doing it. Okay, then you're going to take immediate, intelligent, consistent, and massive action. This is all something that anybody can do here. I've seen a lot of you guys doing this week in sales and talking with new team members, growing your teams, talking to people outside of your comfort zone. immediate, intelligent, consistent, and massive action. This means that, like, again, when's the best time to plant the tree? Right now. This call isn't for you to be like, okay, on Monday, that's when I'm going to plant the tree. Plant it right now. You're going to put it in the ground. We're going to let it start growing. Not tomorrow, because tomorrow turns into tomorrow. Doing these things, going through this, taking it seriously, like that is immediate, intelligent, consistent, and massive action, committing to these things, resolving to get through the struggle, all of that. Intelligent action means like, you're not gonna like, this isn't like, okay, after this call, I'm gonna go out and recruit 25 people. You need to make your goals, you know, they should be achievable. And again, that 5-year dream, like that, I promise you it's achievable. Anything's achievable. You can be elite in, you know, 2 months. If you go out and you commit to recruiting 10 people a week, if that sounds crazy to you, it's possible. It is. Like, it's not going to be easy. The struggle is going to be like, it's going to be a struggle. You're going to have to learn how to, you know, let things roll off your back. But is it possible? Hell yeah. Like that is it's possible. It is. But it's like, maybe it's like, okay, I want to grow my team by 1 person a week until January. Is it doable for you? Like, can you commit to that? Can you struggle through that? Because you're probably going to need to be talking to about 5 people a week, maybe 10. Are every single one of those people going to join? No. Is every single one of those people going to turn this into like an incredible business? No. But guess what? 4 of them will. Maybe 5. That's enough to go elite. So you need to know, like, be honest with yourself. You want to be D1 by November or in November? Okay. Get 4 new team members. November is an incredible month to plan for one of your dreams, or victories, I should say. It's going to be sales like no other. And it's going to be a business that you haven't even seen yet in Modere. So set your GPS, set a GPS, you know, one of those spots for November. Remember the science of momentum though, and just start taking the small steps. Massive action doesn't mean, you know, it doesn't mean that you're going to go do something totally out of your comfort zone right this second and just like live in this space of like doing a million things. It just means that a massive action just means committing and starting that momentum. So that's where one small step leads to another small step, leads to another, to another, to another. And then all of a sudden you've got something really big on your hands. You need to be smart and honest with yourself. Do not expect overnight success. You guys do that and you're going to be let down. Take inventory often. Okay. What were your goals for today? You know, at the end of the night, what were your goals today? Did you hit them? Did you take the steps that you wanted to? And if you didn't, that's okay. But like, what can you do better tomorrow? How can you improve? Assess. You're going to analyze and adjust. And again, the more often that you're willing to do this with yourself, the better you're going to get, period. In momming, in work, in Modere, in relationships, and everything. If you're willing to like honestly analyze and assess yourself and figure out how you can be better, that's going to be what makes you sit down with your husband and say, look, I didn't say that the right way yesterday. I'm sorry. Like, but this is what I'm trying to get through to you, right? Like, how much do we move the needle forward in a relationship when we're able to be honest about something and have a real conversation. It's typically pretty good when you come from an authentic place. The same thing applies to everything in life. Analyze, adjust. How can you do it better? Okay. 45 minutes. I didn't even take the full hour. Okay, so this is what you guys are going to do. You're going to take this, how to keep your momentum. You're going to figure out what it is that you need to do to put yourself in a peak state, okay? Again, allowing yourself the opportunity and the freedom to change that daily as needed. But know what it is. Like, I know exactly what my peak state is now. And even though I very rarely these days, like get myself to it, I know like what I can do. Like I knew what I could do to get myself to today's peak state, like the best possible for today, And like, I know that if I go and I walk with my neighbor while the kids run around at the park tonight, like that will help me feel better, and I'll be in a better place to try and get myself into a peak state tomorrow. Know what your passion is. Decide what your GPS is at. You're going to write all of these things down, you guys. Like I do homework every week, like actual homework that my coach actually pay somebody to give me homework to do regularly. And I do it, even though I was like, I didn't realize there was going to be homework involved, but it works. When it came down to it, what my why is, what I really, really want is to be an agent of change. Justin always says, be the one, create the legacy. I don't come from some like sad, humble, it was a humble beginning, I guess, but my parents worked really hard. My grandparents worked really hard. I don't come from something that is, was some story to write about, some miracle story. And that all that is to say, it was just very normal. It wasn't like, it was very normal and suburban. And I'm not like trying to, for me, it's not like I'm trying to say like, oh, I want to be the one who finally like made something of themselves. My brothers have made something of themselves. They've been incredibly successful. But I want to freaking stand out in the lineage of my family, like very much so. I want to stand out, and I want my kids to like tell their grandkids about me. I want to like take what I had and I want to blow it out of the water so that my kids can take it and blow out of the water. And I want to take as many women with me as humanly possible. I want you guys all to like catch fire and do the same thing with me and anybody else who wants to. I want to be an agent of change. I want to remind women that they can start to dream whenever they feel like it. They can change, they can be that person whenever they want to. That you guys, each and every one of you guys has a story that's worth talking about and sharing, that's going to resonate with millions of people. So don't for a second think that like, I don't really have much. You do. Like I've been talking to women lately, but like trying to figure out like what's going to be the best way to start sharing things on social media or whatever. And it's just like so funny. They're like, I don't really know. Like, I don't really have anything to share. And then they start talking about their life. And I'm like, what is the matter with you? Like, this is what, like, you all have something. And like, maybe it's something small. I failed out of college. It's a funny story. Like I literally failed out of college. I mean, I could talk about struggles with, my marriage, or, horrible things that happened to me as a child or in high school, or I could just tell the story about, like, maybe you're not ready for those things, maybe you're not there yet. But like, there are so many little things that you think are little. I failed out of college. It was a really good college. I was pre-med. I was ready to go. And I failed because I was smoking pot and drinking way too much with my cousin and our roommates. And I'm not good at smoking pot at all. Like, I do not get the things done. They were like the ones who, like, they could be like super, like, get their homework done and focus. Not me at all. All right. It was not my thing. And I failed out, and having to tell my parents about that was, I couldn't do it for the longest time. And so I didn't talk to my family. Like, I just like hid and like kept being a loser, and tried to make it to class. And then finally, like, the letter got sent home that I was going to fail, and I was getting kicked out of this prestigious college that I had gotten this amazing, entry to, and a future that would have been exceptional. And my dad said, they were disappointed, they were mad, they were all the things, but they were also like, you're an adult. And my dad they said, we're not going to pay for you to do this. Like, so we're like, we don't know what you want to do, but we're not, like, you don't get to stay there and just keep doing this and not be in college or go to the JC or whatever. And my dad was like, I think, you just come home, and honestly, like, maybe college just isn't your thing. Like, maybe school isn't your thing. And he meant that, because he didn't go to college. He wound up teaching college. But like, he just went to a couple of years, and then, so he meant it. He wasn't like telling me that I was stupid or anything. Maybe it's just not your thing. But I was like, no, it totally is. Like, I know I can kick ass at this. So I said, okay, you guys aren't going to pay for me. I'll get a job. I'm not leaving. I'm staying here, but I'm going to do this. And I started at the JC, and I went back, and I missed my first day of classes because I was still being a jackass. And when I went to go talk to my professor about it, he was like, you're going to fail this class, but here's what you missed. Like, this isn't what's going to get you through this class. And then from that moment forward, I was 4.0 through my, two people telling me I wasn't going to be able to do it. And I knew that I could, and I knew that I was just standing in my own way completely. And, teaching credential, master's program, top of the class the whole way through, and like, that may not like be a story that like resonates with any of you guys, but I promise you that it would resonate with somebody. I'm going to go talk to high school students about it, and it's going to resonate with some of them. I wasted a lot of time and a lot of money, and it's still something that like hurts me that I like put my family through, but it doesn't have to be the like crazy things. You guys all have stories. You have a lot of stories. You should start collecting them. Collect other people's stories. I mean, that was one of the biggest trainings that Justin did. He's like, talk to these people around you, collect their stories. It matters. He's like, all I do is share other people's stories. What did he say? He told us one that was like, I don't know. It was probably some like biblical story or something. No, it wasn't. But he said, it was just like so funny because the man like is so dry and like serious, and he goes, somebody came to this leader of this community and said, have any great men or women been born here? And he said, no, only babies. Like, like, it was like, I wish you could have seen him tell it, because I was like in a giggle fit because it was hilarious. But he's like, great leaders great humans, great people, like they're not born, they're built. You're going to come up against a lot of things. Okay, that struggle. It's not just, yourself. So you have to resolve to get out of your own way. You have to do that. That should be your first immediate and massive action. What are your own personal thoughts that are holding you back? You have to get out of your own way because you're going to be the biggest obstacle. And then you need to make damn sure that you figure out how to not let anybody else's doubt repress what you are doing. Do not let other people's opinions hold you back. Because when somebody questions whether you're going to be able to do it, do the things, be successful. I know that this is going to be hard to believe. Maybe it'll be easy, but for some of you guys, it's going to be hard to believe. But the truth is that what they're really questioning is if they would be able to do it. If people are upset with you or thinking you can't do it, it's because they're not sure if they could. And that is not your problem. All right. I love you guys. I'm really excited. I'm going to stop streaming real quick. So the call for next week, I know some people were confused. The call for next week, it's going to be on Wednesday, I believe at 1 p.m. MST. And I kind of threw this whole thing out there for people to earn, a special call with all of the leaders who were at the retreat. And so many of them wanted to get involved, and I was honored and so excited. But like I said, like life kind of threw me some curveballs this week and I got overwhelmed, and obviously we have all this stuff going on. And there were so many cooks in the kitchen. And so I just went to Justin and said, hey, would you be willing to do a call for our teams, for the people who earn this? And just basically give them a small version of what you poured into us this last weekend. And he said, of course. So as you all know, it is never a bad thing to be live with Justin Prince. You can, we'll make the recording available to people who earn it, but you just can't, like, there's nothing that beats the energy that you get from him live. So make sure that your team members know 5 customers. They've got through midnight. It's going to be exceptional. And I'm just really honored that he's going to do it. Okay, I haven't looked at the chats yet, you guys. Marshawn Daniels, she is who wrote the devotional that I love and forced Sarah to finally start reading. And, it is Christian based, but I've had a lot of people purchase it who I had someone reach out to me actually specifically and say, look, I am not religious. I wouldn't consider myself a Christian, but I have to tell you, because I think that people would want to know, since you talk about this so much, that yes, Janai has one too. She's like, I have to tell you that even for me, it really is an incredible book. And it's been incredible for her. And she's like, I'm postmenopausal, not religious. And I just wanted you to know that this is still for everyone. So if you want to know, it's called, Believing Bigger. Sherry's got it. You guys, it's not preachy. It's just very, and if you're not used to daily devotionals, it's just amazing because it's so simple. She'll give like a Bible verse typically, But again, like, I mean, like whether you believe in the Bible or not, like it's got some good things in it. Same thing, like, so she'll give like a Bible verse and then she'll just like break it down in terms of like believing bigger. She'll give you something to think about, a place to write, and then a prayer or meditation or however you want to take it. So anyways, it's a really good one. I've tried a lot of different types of like daily like encouraging words and stuff like that. This is the first one that I like really, it makes a big difference, and it's easy. It's like 5 minutes of my morning, unless I try and make more out of it. So it's just part of my peak performance. And yeah, I definitely encourage people. So it's been amazing. And so I had reached out to her, not ever expecting her to get back to me. So she wrote that. She also has a book that I listen to on Audible that kind of goes along with it. She's on Instagram. She is on our Modere team, by the way, if you didn't know. She also just bought a 26,000 square foot home. So you can go follow her. She's got 3 adorable triplets, and she's very forthcoming with what, her and her husband are the first people in their families to be successful, in a big way. So she's super encouraging and amazing. And so I had reached out to her asking her if by any chance she ever listened to her own messages or saw her own messages, and if she could help me find a devotional for my dad, because he's been having a hard time after his open heart surgery. And so she messaged me back, which was crazy awesome because I'm a huge fan. I'm a big, huge fan of her. Marshawn Evans Daniels. Yeah. And she's just Marshawn Daniels, I think, or maybe Marshawn Evans on Instagram. I can't remember. Okay, you guys, thank you, Michelle. Thanks for joining, you guys. This was fun. I'm sorry it was just me talking the whole time. But I'm really excited. I can't wait to see what you choose to do with what you have here. Because it's like this, I feel like this training, my coach gives it to people. I'm sure on the I did make the PDFs myself though. He just talks, we have to do it with no video or anything. And it's crazy how much you can actually get out of something like that. Cause I was like, can't we talk face to face? But I just think it's so special that not only this training was great for me, and it was something that I knew I needed to pass on to you guys. But you have the vehicle here. We have what other people, we're going to be the #1 way people earn money from home. And that might sound silly or whatever, it's true. That's why top leaders are coming here, is because they see that and what they can offer other people. So that's why a lot of other companies, and I'm not talking about network marketing companies because they have too much to handle to make this work for them, but other companies, Project Broadcast, NatureWise, I can't even, I'm trying to think how many off the top of my head. They are doing social retail, you guys. Project Broadcast reached out last week and asked hey, would you like to be an affiliate? Well, when I look at the actual program they've put together, it's our program. It's social retail, and I don't know if they're necessarily copying what we did, but this is the way that big companies are going to start growing in marketing. We're already doing it and we're setting the bar. This is not your mom's Tupperware company. This isn't Mary Kay. Stop thinking about it that way. Even no matter where you came from, it's not the same. You're the CEO of a huge, powerful e-commerce business that offers the best products on the market with the best customer program out there. Other people can be CEOs of their own business future dreams as well. Not the same. All right, I have to go clean my kitchen now. I love you guys. Go forth and slay. Let's do big things. Do your homework. You don't have to send it to me or anything. Just do it. Peace out.